Deep beyond the hills, where the roads faded into winding paths and the wind carried the scent of moss and rain, there was an enchanted forest known as Larkspur Hollow. Few people had ever seen it, and even fewer believed it truly existed. Maps refused to hold its location, and travelers who wandered too close often found themselves gently turned around by curious twists in the trail. But the forest was not trying to hide, it was simply alive. The trees in Larkspur Hollow were ancient and tall, their trunks wrapped in silver-green vines that shimmered faintly at dusk. Their leaves whispered secrets to the wind, stories older than the mountains that surrounded them. At night, the forest glowed with soft lights as fireflies floated like drifting stars between the branches. Deep within the forest stood a great oak called the heart tree. Its trunk was so wide that 10 people holding hands could barely circle it, and its roots stretched through the soil like rivers beneath the earth. The animals of the forest believed the heart tree held the magic that kept the forest alive. Each morning, the forest woke slowly. Dewdrops gathered on spiderwebs, turning them into sparkling nets of crystal. Mushrooms opened like tiny umbrellas across the forest floor. A family of foxes slipped quietly through the ferns, while a curious deer stepped carefully along a mossy trail. But the most magical moment came at sunrise. As the first golden light touched the canopy, the leaves began to glow. Not brightly, but softly, like lanterns made of sunlight. The glow traveled through the forest from tree to tree until it reached the heart tree, whose bark shimmered with a gentle pulse. It was the forest breathing. Hidden among the roots of the heart tree was a small pool of perfectly still water called the Mirror Spring. The water was so clear that it reflected not just the sky above, but the thoughts of those who gazed into it. Animals often came to drink from the spring, but they always paused first. Something about the water made them calm, as if the forest itself were listening to them. One autumn evening, something unusual happened. A storm rolled across the mountains, darker and stronger than any the forest had seen in years. Thunder shook the branches, and fierce winds tore through the canopy. Leaves spiraled through the air like frightened birds. The animals ran for shelter beneath fallen logs and tangled roots. Lightning struck the ground not far from the heart tree, splitting a smaller tree in two. For a moment the forest grew terribly quiet, as if holding its breath. Then something remarkable happened. The heart tree began to glow brighter than ever before. Its roots pulsed beneath the earth, sending warmth through the soil. The light traveled outward like ripples in water, touching tree after tree. The heart tree began to glow brighter than ever before. Its roots pulsed beneath the earth, sending warmth through the soil. The light traveled outward like ripples in water, touching tree after tree. By the time dawn arrived, the clouds had drifted away. The forest was messy, branches scattered across the ground, leaves covering the trails, but it was unharmed. The animals cautiously emerged from their hiding places. A blue jay landed on one of the oak's branches and tilted its head curiously. The heart tree's glow had faded back to its quiet shimmer, as though nothing unusual had happened at all. But the forest knew. The moss seemed greener that morning. The air felt calmer, richer somehow. Even the mirror spring rippled gently, reflecting the soft pink sunrise above. And far beyond the hills, where ordinary forests grew and ordinary paths wound through quiet woods, travelers sometimes noticed something strange. A faint scent of wildflowers would drift through the air, even where no flowers grew. A flicker of golden light might appear between the trees before vanishing again. Most people ignored it and continued on their way. But those who paused, those who listened closely to the rustling leaves, sometimes realized that somewhere, hidden from maps and memory, an enchanted forest was still alive, breathing quietly beneath the watchful branches of the heart tree.